This video is about a phone. Quite the interesting enigma of a phone, to be truthful. This phone is the Samsung Galaxy Axiom SCH-R830, a really weird US mobile variant of the S3 Mini, which, oddly enough, it also goes by the Samsung Galaxy Admire 2, SCH-R830C. It has the exact same specifications as the Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T models, with a Snapdragon S4 Plus system on a chip. It is also closely related to a S4 using the same architecture of CPU, but not exactly. For the GPU, it has a Qualcomm Adreno 225 at 400 MHz, a dual-core 1.5 GHz Crate processor. It has 1 GB of LPDDR2 RAM, a 720p rear camera at 5 megapixels, and a selfie cam at 1.3 megapixels. It supposedly can run up to Android 4.12 Jelly Bean, but for this video I'm leaving it stock. The screen is 4 inches with a resolution of 480 by 800, and most importantly, not a single custom ROM exists for this specific phone, and the firmware is completely unobtainable without paying for it. Thank you, Sam Mobile, you can suck a cock. You might be able to get it to identify as a different phone, but from my attempts, that just bricks it so hard that it won't work anymore, and that is exactly why I cannot do another video on this phone past this. Now, let's get to unboxing it and testing it out in today's world with some methods of using it proper. Phone. So, I bought one of these things because I thought it would be a good idea. A Samsung US Cellular. There's no way in hell this thing has any battery life in it. Yeah. Can I turn it on, or are you dead? Okay, are you gonna work, or am I gonna have to wait? Does this shit even come with a battery? So, yeah, as the video states, this thing is more closely related to a Samsung Galaxy S3 than it is to an S3 Mini. What's better is I only paid about, like, what, 20 bucks for this thing, so it costs around the same price as an S3. Well, it does come with a battery. I don't know why it's taking so long to charge, though. Now, you want to know what I do to SIM cards that come with phones like this? I snap them in half. Don't need that shit. Is this just an S3 battery? Maybe. But yeah, as this phone states, the SCH-R830. I guess, when it has enough battery life, I'll come back. First things first, when I root this shit, I'm getting rid of this. I want the fucking boot up from the S3, not that kind of bullshit. Let's focus it there. Well, it's not charging. 0%. Okay. Ah, nice. Touch whiz. Why would you leave your Gmail on this? Well, after doing some snooping, there's fucking nothing other than a few emails they left on it, which most of them were, for some reason, APK files. Let's do the one thing that's not 2014. I don't know. Let's do the one thing I should have done instead of snooping. Oh, so it is Android 404. Well, that means this is gonna be just fun. Well, I can get this thing up to Jelly Bean, so that's neat, but hey, ice cream sandwich, fucking neat. Oh, and I freaking love this. Quit sliding around. Fine, I'm gonna hold it because I don't want it to slide around. Back up and reset. Factory data reset. Reset device. Delete all. There's the hollow design language I so love. This is the first time I actually get to see this setup screen, because the one Android device that I thought would have had it, which is a shitty tablet I had from my childhood. Let me know if you want to see a video on that, but because it might be genuinely worse than this thing, I'm not sure. Let's get through the setup. SIM card not found. Yeah. I wonder why. Well, let me do this. Well, there we go. Oh, wow! It finally got the date and time correct. Let me deal with this. Whatever. There we go, there's that. Let's get to this. Can I sign into my account? Let's do this. 1 second. Do not show this again. I don't want to deal with that bullshit. Let me sign in. Couldn't sign in. Your username and password don't match. Try again. Let me guess. They cut off Android 4. So no. Next. This phone belongs to S3 ripoff. Google services. Yeah, I'm gonna disable those. And, well, we're back where we started. There's one thing I already know. This shit don't work. Sure, I agree. Next. Finish. What can you do? Yeah, we're not fucking waiting for that. Oh. Weird. I thought that would have done something. Let's turn off auto brightness. Nope. No! Fine, what? Confirm. Registering device. Processing failed. Yeah, because those servers are long gone because US Mobile is 6 feet under! Cancel. I don't need location services. Let's see if this works. Alright, let's see if that did anything. There's no way in hell... Yeah, connection failed. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That shit wasn't gonna work in a million years. Hold on, let me test out the camera real quick. Low battery. Shut up! I mean, look at it. Still at 0%. Am I gonna be able to use the camera? Fuck off! Let me use the camera! Well, looks like we ain't using the camera. Great. Well, I'll grab those apps. Oh, let me... It's not copying! It's not fucking copying anything! It's great! Let's cancel that. All that got on there was Mupen. Fine. Let me delete this. 1 second. I gotta do it with an SD card. You know what? I should have fucking looked before I took out the battery. I mean, look at this thing. Give me a bit. I'm gonna fucking clean this thing, because it is dirty. Oh, wait. Now that there's actually battery life on this thing, can't I use the camera? No. Well, whatever. Oh, and you wanna know what's funny? This thing only has 1 gigabyte of internal storage. In 2012! What the fuck were you thinking, US Mobile? Why would you only give it 4 gigabytes of storage? At least I have an SD card I can put in it. This is gonna be really painful, ain't it? I wonder how much worse it's gonna be on the newest firmware this thing has for it. Give me a bit, I'll transfer the apps and install them. Now, while we wait for the other stuff to finish downloading and transferring, why don't I show off one thing that a certain rambling channel doesn't? And would you look at that? YouTube. Though, there's one thing I gotta do, and hold on. You can actually host this yourself if you enable port forwarding. I did something like this, but the Wi-Fi card and stuff I was using was absolutely awful. It was not worth it. So let's just try this. What's a good channel to show off on a device that is the same spec as something that failed to play a video? I know! I was gonna do a joke about never gonna give you up, but it timed out. But needless to say, if you weren't going through like this, and you were hosting it yourself, you probably would have been able to watch the video perfectly fine. but because this is a public instance, yeah, it's gonna be real slow. There's probably a better way of doing this, but this is Android ice cream sandwich. Do you think you're really gonna have a good experience on a tiny ass phone? I don't think so. And let's get on to the apps after I'm done installing them. Now that our apps are installed, I'm gonna say one thing. No! You're not gonna use any social medias on this because they all don't work on it. And if you really want to see that, there's a perfectly good channel that's willing to try that. I'm not, however. So let's try some apps that will work. Offline games, like Poppy Kart. Weird-ass Mario Kart ripoff that I might do a video on the 2 games that exist for it. This is going to be hard to play it with one hand, so instead of doing that, I'm going to go with Type 2. Well, if my shitty logo-slapped tablet from my childhood can play this game at 60 FPS, so can an S3 variant. Yeah. Works perfectly. It's not surprising. The game runs on the shittiest of devices. So, let's just clear out whatever this is. And let's move on to the next app, Hill Climb Racing. Unable to connect to Android Market billing. Yeah, well, fuck you. I'm not dealing with that. Come on, phone, focus. Ugh, that's a bit laggy. This app was last updated in 2017, so obviously not the newest, but hey, it works. And to be honest, with Hill Climb Racing, do you really need the newest updates? Because the benefit you get from this is no ads! Because they don't fucking work! So, there's that game. Works perfectly fine. What about Subway Surfers, the game every TikToker likes to shove under Simpsons footage? Mexico? When was this? About like 2017? Every app I've tried on this so far has worked, which on my other on the tablet I've been talking about, if you try loading any app that's too new on it, fucking hard crashes. Hold on. Well, it's Subway Surfers. Of course it's gonna fucking run good. Which is funny to say, because somehow the modern version of Subway Surfers runs awful. So, yeah, I mean, any of the old apps you put on here are probably gonna run good since it is just a Samsung Galaxy S3 in a smaller form factor. So, I mean, am I even gonna need to try this? Yes. Because I'm autistic as shit and I want to do this. Yeah, of course it works. Let's get to the one interesting part of this game. The game room. Let's do some Star Popper! Just shut up. Now let's get on to the emulation tests. Can it even access the SD card? Shut up! Well, it seems to do N64 pretty fine, so I wonder how good PSP will do. Can't be any worse than a Note 4 trying to do it, because the last time I tried that, I wasn't even getting 60 FPS on my test game, because PPSSPP never really ran that game in, like, what, 2020? 2019? I don't fucking remember when that was. I don't even have that Note 4 anymore. Alright. Seems to be running well enough anyway. Well, yeah, for retro emulation, yeah, this thing probably does better than most. Oh, I am seeing some lag, though, so... Well, I mean, the S3 would lag in this game, so... Base level emulation up to, like, N64 is pretty good. But now for the real test. That's gonna push this phone to its limits. PPSSPP. And you wanna know what's weird? This version is from 2025. Why are they still updating this shit for a phone this old? In fact, it reported that it could work on something even older. No, 1 second. External SD card, and here's my test game. Wall-E for the PSP. Of course I gotta do this game. Is it gonna fucking load? It just black screened the entire phone. Alright, looks like I need to do some configuration first. Maybe if this was like Ridge Racer it would work, but... Oh hey, it actually loaded this time! See how bad the levels run, because the last time I tried this on a phone like this, it ran like shit. Oh! Yeah, no? Last time I tried that, it didn't even launch. What, is it 1 frame per year? Hold on. Let's, exit to menu. Let's try doing that. So, maybe it'll launch? I'm not sure. Oh, hey, it actually did. Did it? Or is it just frozen? Yeah, needless to say, PSP, not at all. So, is there anything really left for me to say about this phone? It works for what it is. Now, would I recommend this phone? No! It barely works as a phone. I mean, you can't use social medias, YouTube barely works, and for apps, you're just gonna be stuck with retro stuff. But to be honest, as an MP3 player, yeah, for like 20 bucks, you can't beat that. It's cheaper than an iPod. But you can find PSPs in somewhat of an okay condition for 20 bucks. For retro emulation, yeah, you only get up to like N64 and it doesn't really do it right because it's old Android. So, if you really want an S3, but don't want an S3, go for this phone, because, as I said, you could find them for 20 bucks, and if you get one like I did, it's actually kind of cheaper from the listing alone. So, that's it for this video. If you want to, you can subscribe, or like, leave a comment if you want me to do a different phone, though I can't really afford to do that right now, so this is all you really get right now.